I think this year, as we've seen, meeting a lot of people, seeing the sessions, there is some excitement back on the table. Some decisions of the government of India, which have recently been taken, has spurred that momentum. But I think what we missed out in the last couple of years, where we have not been able to make our mark, still that I would say gap can be seen. And of course, every year cannot be an Indian year also at Davos, that we have to also realize. But I think there have been a lot of one-to-one meetings between the government and the private enterprise and private enterprise. You are finding there are sectors which are coming into play. Yet people are still waiting, watching a little bit. They are finding that they want to see the next announcements, how the government links in with those announcements. So my belief is, as we will start seeing that the momentum picking up. But the good part that what we picked up from here is that world economic velocity is coming back. I think that's as important, because if India has to grow, we need a lot of FDI, FIs, investments. That will only spur once the economy in US, Europe starts picking up. So that's good news. And I think, as I said, we are finding some traction coming back. Would I say the Indian economy has become the fulcrum or a center stage? No, which was a few years back. We have to do a job. We are all of us, people who carry brand India. It's not only the government's responsibility. I think private enterprise as much carries brand India, and we all have to be as proud Indian citizens. So as I said, we need to step up the game. Hopefully, some traction which will be back on the table. Certain sectors announcements are coming in. That will help. But I would say there's work to do. No, I think the good story is, while we are finding that the growth may have come down to 5.5% of GDP, but the consumption story is still in play. And with as you have said, young population, 1.2 billion people around, the consumption story is not going to play. When the world crisis happened in 2008, as we saw, yet Indian growth always continuing, because there's a huge domestic spur which is taking place. So that is likely to continue, and if we can put our infrastructure side into play, we can get multi-brand retailers have been opened up, single brand. If we can start putting these pieces, the consumption is only bound to grow over a period of time. Well, I think the way forward clearly is that we need to be seen now as a country where, one, there's stability of the decisions. We need to be seen as a country which is investment friendly. We need to be seen as a country where we are welcoming foreign investment in every sector, which we are, barring few. And of course, we are also being watched very closely how we are managing our social sectors, healthcare, education, water, sanitation. I think we should not give lesser importance to all of this. It's as important as we grow along. I think as we are growing, we're still growing, but I think now the game has to be played basically on data. Because as the younger generation comes in, smart devices come in, the laptops, the handheld phones, the tablets. So data has to pick up. World over, the data is picking up. Today the data percentage is only 10, 12, 15, 20% depending on the networks. It needs to go to 50% over a period of time. I think the next growth phase will, in the Indian telecom scenario, will be played on data, innovation. And of course, for us, India still plays a very relevant role. And now we've stepped into African countries, which we are seeing that growth is taking place. So that also helps in taking brand India out, not only by us, but other groups and companies as well. India will qualify for more investments. That is a given. That is coming in. Of course, that also shows the strength of the Indian companies, that we are willing to go out, invest. So that's good news. In both ways, the talent polarization takes place. You bring in best practices. So I think that's good news, that the Indian companies are today, I would say, strengthened by the resolve that they can go, teach business models, have people managers to run company. So that's good news that there is both way traffic. And lastly, I'm so glad that this is our trademark brand for India, the Adda. I see a whole lot of people who just probably swing by. This is also something which has become a very foremost feature for brand India and Davos.
Thank you.
Thank you.